I love this job, dude. We get paid to like hang out and teach people. So freaking
That's
sweet.
very awesome, to be honest.
Yo. All right, everyone, we're live. This is LP Jam number 14. Been doing this for 3.5 months now. And today's jam is going to be a little bit different than our normal jams. We don't have any guests or anything special planned for today. So, really, what we want to do is spend some time talking directly with you, our audience, and the community members, and figure out more about what we can do to serve you all better and to increase the efficacy of these LP jams. So, we have two short little segments that Yusuf and I are going to go through, just doing a little bit of a knowledge drop about how to LP better. But then the rest of the jam is going to be devoted to just having like open discussion and taking you guys' ideas and feedback. So we have another Google form. I'll link that in chat and I'll also put it below our Twitter post. But without further ado, Yusuf, you want to do a little quick shout out and then we can get straight into it.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Yusuf. 19 years old. As always, I'm gonna turn 20 next year, so I'll be yeah. You'll hear me many times claim that I'm 19 years old. But yeah, I work with Photon, and I'm also just a an LP Army moderator for the Meteora community. So yeah, that's a little about me.
What's up, everyone? Today I'm Fat Baby. I like to change my name around because it's fun. But so I'm gonna put the form here in chat. It's in our webinar chat, and it's also in the Twitter post. If you're watching this now, either if you're on Zoom or on live, go ahead and retweet our Twitter post. Let's get some shout outs there and get some more people in the jam. But yeah, so I think what we'll do to start is we'll talk about some positions that we have open. And then Yusuf, I'd love to have you do your little presentation about communities. And
Mm,
then I'll just see if I can talk a little bit about how I LP and what I like to do. But I'm going to share my screen and then we can talk about what we have going on so far. So we have three different positions open right now. The first is Mudang. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart. Mudang's been really interesting to me because I thought it would have bottomed already, but it looks like the sellers had a little bit more action they wanted to take on. Oh, it's
yeah.
down to 100 milli. So
Oh,
cross your fingers. Look at this little sell off right here. So
yeah.
cross your fingers. This is our bottom because we're a little bit exposed, but it's okay. Um, yeah. So I was reading Twitter the other day, and people were talking about how the more or faster a coin runs up, the faster it sells off. So with Mudang, we really only have one support level that's shown as accurate, and it's right here around the 50%. And then since then, we've just been selling off. I think what's happening here is we're trying to get users to capitulate and to sell their coins before we have another leg up. But I could be completely wrong, and maybe Mudang fades away to nothing. One thing that's a little concerning to me is with some other of the large scale meme coins pumping, we see Mudang selling off. But again, like we had this huge move up from 0 to 300 million just nonstop. And so obviously there's going to be people taking profit. And what I like about this now is that we see people kind of like panic selling. So this is like not the right time to sell your bag. This is like when, because there's going to be a bounce eventually. Mudang went too large for it to die off completely. The question is how long we have to wait for the coin to bounce and how much further down it's going to go. I think we're probably going to see strength here at 100 million because that's a pretty strong like psychological barrier. But let's see what happens. Yusuf, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I agree, dude, on the 100 million mark being a very like strong psychological point. There's also the fact that we believe, or it looks like the market will turn bullish for the next coming weeks, right? Meaning that Mooding will likely pump like soon, right? If we expect Solana to pump as well, because as we know, most meme coins like or correlated to how the crypto market is. So yeah.
Yeah, so Mudang's a position. Let's take a look at our LP here. We're actually like right at the bottom of our range here. So I've had to rebalance this once. I started buying into Mudang around the 140 mil, so we're down a little bit in terms of IL. Um, it's not doing great fee generation. It's around 5% per day, but I think like so. There's two different things that are going to happen here. Either we see a huge sell-off, and in that case, I think we probably need to sell a portion of our bag and rebalance. But let's say we're here at our 100 mil floor. This is most likely going to show us support level, but maybe we go down a little bit lower. But realistically, what I want to see is like literally like 1 to 2 weeks of range price trading in this range. And if we get 10 days where we're in range, then that's going to give us approximately 50% of our capital just in fee generation. And so I'm pretty comfortable holding this. The thing is with like these larger market cap memes, you're trading off fee generation for price stability. Ironically, like we're not saying price stability here, we're just seeing down only for the last like
Yeah.
week or so. But like that's to be expected. So hopefully we get some support here at the 100 million. Well, I want to see if anyone in the audience has any good ideas or any, because I think like this is not what I normally like LPing. I really like LPing stuff that's like 30 minutes because then I can like do my fee generation and I can get out of the token and I'm no longer exposed. But Mudang is such a big coin that like I think we have to respect some of its like traction. So wonder if anyone in the audience has anything to share or if you have anything else to share.
Yeah, let's see if someone in the audience has anything to share. You can just write a message in the Zoom chat and we'll see if we can invite you up. Or you can also just ask a question or provide your point in the chat section.
We'll go ahead and go to the next one and unless anyone else something to add.
Yeah.
So the next one we have an LP in is Sasha, and this is kind of like our aggro play. Um, I did a really good LP on this the other day, and I decided to double dip. Usually, usually I like to just stick with like LPing a coin once or trading a coin once. But we have the HBO documentary coming up on Wednesday, and I feel like we're gonna get a pump going into that. But we just saw like a huge sell off. Yes. So I'm not worried. Like at the end of the day, like this is about education. Um, we've been doing really well over the past few weeks, but I think we're good here. So we see this is our third touch of this support line. One, two, three. And I'm going off of like chart view. It's actually, I think it was what's his name? It was
Talk to
one of
you.
no, I'm thinking about a different KOL. I was listening to this guy's stream the other day, and he
Oh,
was talking about he gets bullish when he sees big dumps. Like, what's the one? I forget what coin it was. Oh, it's FLOG. I want to pull up FLOG's chart. So a lot of times, like FLOG and Sasha are two very different coins. FLOG's been around forever, but like, bro, if you've been holding FLOG over the last week, well done, freaking crushed it. Um,
yeah.
but a lot of times before you see a big move up, you see a break of support. And so FLOG was holding here at like the 55, 60 million, and we broke support and then we rocketed. So whether either this is like market makers who are dumping, trying to like get people to exit before price moves up, or it's just like a normal price action pattern. When you see a big move below support, this makes the price attractive to more buyers. And the only time you get these big exponential moves up is when there's a lot of hype around a coin. So like if we had just stayed here, FLOG would have been like normal FLOG, but by dumping below support, we get this influx of new buyers who are waiting for a really good entry. And that is sometimes the catalyst that allows a big move up. So hopefully that's correct here. Um, we've seen that this price is like valid twice before. Uh, and hopefully, hopefully it stays true here. We also see like a really big influx of volume here, which is always really good. If we come down here and we don't bounce out, then we might need to consider closing this one. But we're just gonna let it ride for a little bit and see how that goes. Um,
Yeah.
and then the last position we have is Pochita. Uh, this is really interesting because like it has the potential to be really viral because it's like a bonk derivative. And it also did like it did freaking crazy volume on day one, and then it just like bled off. So one thing that I've learned is if you see a coin that is like up only in the first day with like this much volume, you probably need to expect a really, really big sell-off. So like if you in the first day, no one is really attached to a narrative or to a coin. And so once they see selling start to occur, they're going to dump their bags either for profit or for their stop loss. And so I think that's why it's pretty common when you see these huge moves up on day one that you see a really like a big corresponding move down. We have like a decent sized position right here, and hopefully we get another,
Leg up.
yeah. And
Let's hope it breaks.
yeah, I mean, I think if so, Sol's up right now. Sol's up to 150, so it's up like 2 or 3%. And
Let's
so hopefully
go.
we start to see the actual like October begin. And if that's the
Yeah.
case, like it doesn't really matter what you buy. you're
To be
you're
honest, I
probably gonna
agree.
win. Um,
Yeah.
but the reason that I decided to re-enter here, and I'll pull it up on Twitter, is I was looking at their recent tweets and they were getting like pretty serious engagement. Um, and so that gave me a little bit more confidence that we have some more movement coming. There's also some big KOLs that have shouted this out. Yeah, so it's getting 10K on this post. This one's at 6K, 7K, 9K. So those are pretty decent numbers in terms of engagement. And so
Yeah.
hopefully we see another leg up here. Um, the one thing I don't like, this is so weird that like this is like a real factor, but the actual image behind the meme is ugly. That's like, yeah, I think it's so strange that's relevant in the space, but like when you have people who are making impulse decisions and just buying random cartoon dogs on the internet, the meme or the virality of the meme is actually like really, really relevant in determining its
Mm.
long-term strength. Um,
Yeah.
so that's it for our LPs. We might take one more position later today, but really the goal of today is we're going to do a little bit more like knowledge drop in alpha sharing, but then we just want to open up the floor and let anyone talk and share. Um, Yusuf, do you want to do your little segment about Chonky and how to study communities?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna share my screen now, okay? All right, guys. So you guys should be able to see my Twitter screen now. Yeah. So communities are a very interesting topic to discuss, especially when we talk about meme coins and just crypto in general, right? Because crypto is all about communities. And that's why we thought that we might actually, or we should, explain people about it, make a deep dive into communities, make a deep dive into what factors that might be relevant to coming up with the conclusion that a specific coin has a very strong community behind it, right? And one of those examples are, in my honest opinion, Chonky. So many of you guys have probably heard of Chonky before because it's a very famous coin. Like they have like 16.7K followers and they've been alive for almost a year now, which is very unusual when you talk about meme coins in crypto, right? So yeah, they also have many people supporting it, such as Soul Big Brain and other very famous KOLs. But yeah, let's look at some of the factors that I look at when deciding whether a coin has a strong community or not. So one of the first things that I look at is the amount of followers. Chonky in this case has been alive for many months, but not now, right? Almost a year. So they've been able to gather a lot of followers, and you can also actually come to the conclusion that most of these followers are organic by looking at who follow this profile here. You can pretty much just go through some of their followers, right, and try to check some of the profiles. You can see this guy here seems like a genuine dude. Um, he's making posts regularly in crypto. He also has a NFT profile picture representing another community called Kets FK. This is just an example of what of how you can try to analyze who's actually following a specific Twitter profile, and coin. You
So
generally,
what are the
yeah,
things that are really bullish for you when you're studying a community?
yeah. So some of the, yeah. So that is basically, are the followers genuine or are they organic, right? Like, do I have many followers in common? I can, like, as you can see here, there are 69 people that I follow, that follow Chonky as well, right? That's bullish. That's a very high metric. Personally, I follow 278 people. So that's like 30% of my followers follow Chonky, right? That's a very good metric. Um, So that's one factor that I take in mind, when deciding whether a coin has a strong community or not. Another thing is also checking the tweets. That's very obvious, right? You should always go through the Twitter profile of a given token, check how many impressions are their posts making, how many likes, how many comments, especially. And also go through some of those comments, right? Try to check if they are genuine people, like genuine people commenting to the posts. Maybe try and check and find if there are any KOLs commenting to the post, right? Because that means, okay, there are actually people with there are actually people supporting this token, not just liking the posts, but actually making a comment, which in my eyes is quite more bullish than just liking a post. So yeah, that's one thing you can do. Check the comments, try to figure out whether if they're genuine people. Try to figure out whether if there are any KOLs commenting the Twitter posts and more. Yeah, so that's a very interesting factor to look at. You can also just check whether the Twitter account is active. You can see that Chonky has, like, the most recent post that Chonky has made has been a repost from this post by Santa, that he made 2 hours ago, right? That's a very good, that's very bullish in my eyes because this means that the people that run this Twitter account are active, like very a lot, and that's very important if you want to invest into a coin, right? Because it's all about activity. It's all about how many likes and how many impressions can we make on this Twitter.
Yusuf, we lost your audio. At least I did. I'm gonna make an executive decision to just buy Yusuf a USB mic.
No, 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 dude.
We're gonna start a charity fund so Yusuf can afford a USB microphone. I'll drop an address in the comments so we can all send donations to
Yeah, you
it.
probably should, man. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, so now you should be able to hear me again, okay? So another factor that is very important is that you should also check the Telegram chat for a given token, right? You can usually find the Telegram chat through the Twitter account of a given token from the links, right? So Chonky, they have like a link tree here that you can click on and find all the relevant links related to Chonky, right? And if you scroll down a little, you'll be able to find the Telegram link. So I'll have to share my screen again, okay? Because
Go for it.
yeah, so give me just 1 second.
When you're done talking about Chonky, Yusuf, I want to have us take a look at Len. It's one of the Satoshi being revealed tokens that's launched recently,
Mm,
and we have a decent price for entry. And I'm a little
okay,
intrigued.
yeah, we can take a look at it later, okay? Um, that's interesting. So right now I'm in Telegram, right? And what page I'm in right now is the portal of Chonky, right? You can then verify yourself, and then you'll get a link to the actual Telegram chat. So this server here right now is the actual Telegram chat for Chonky, right? And this Telegram chat has literally been alive for like almost a year now, right? Like you can look at how many pinned messages there are, right? There are like 280 plus pinned messages. That's a lot. And that really means that this community is active and has been active for not just a week, but for almost a year now. Yeah, and why I wanted to mention Telegram is that you really need to try and see whether if a okay, there was just a fat buy, right? But you really need to check if a given token has an active Telegram chat, right? If there are people in there engaging with each other, if they're asking interesting questions, if they're bullish on the token, right? And you can actually also use the Telegram chat as an indicator of like in terms of the buys, right? Because usually most Telegrams chats have like a buy bot, right? That makes notifications for every buy. And you can pretty much easily go through all of those notifications just by scrolling, right? You can see here was a recent buy order, 3K. You can scroll further up, right? You'll find, yeah, that was like 20 minutes ago, another 3K buy order. You see, and yeah, so in general, Telegram is also very important to analyze and check for almost every crypto meme coin because it's all on Telegram, or it's mostly on Telegram, I think. Oh my God, bro! Someone
But
just put
they're
10K
ripping
into
into
Chunky,
bonking.
bro.
What are
Yeah,
what are the most important things that you look for when you're studying someone's TG?
yeah. So members and the activity. That's almost that's what you really like. Those are the two most important factors when it comes to determining whether if a Telegram chat is good or not for a given meme coin, right? Like literally, bro. Like you can see there are 283 pinned messages in this Telegram chat. It has 4K members. You know that Chonky has been alive for like almost a year now. You know, so these three things are just very good parameters for determining whether if a token has a strong community or not. Yeah. So I think those were kind of the most important points that I had to make in terms of determining whether if a community is strong or not, right? You simply need to check the Twitter account. That's Alpha Omega. Check how many followers. Check if the followers are genuine. Check if you have common followers with that specific Twitter account. Also check their posts, try and check like how active they are. Are they making posts every day? Or are they engaging with their community by liking, reposting, etc. And also check the Telegram chat, right, for a given meme coin, because we all know that Telegram chats are very important for meme coins. So yeah, I think those are the most important points there are to crypto meme coin communities.
Cool. When I'm looking at newer coins, I really want to see people going in a voice chat and I want to see people rating like
Oh
crazy.
yeah, yeah,
It's
but
it's not
it,
as
it re-
relevant for these like established communities, but if you're looking at a new
exactly.
coin and their TG is dead, there's a reason why.
Exactly, dude. Like that's actually a very good point, right? It ultimately also depends on what type of meme coin we're talking about. Like, is it a very new meme coin? Well, then there are some other factors that are more important to look at, such as is there an active voice chat going on than the Telegram? In such case, you can try and participate in it, try and listen to what the people are talking about. They might spit some alpha, indicating someone might buy like with 10K and then you can buy before the guy that buys 10K and make some profits out of that, etc. But yeah, in terms of established communities, those are very good metrics that I presented, I think personally. So someone um okay, so there are two questions in the Q&A section. I can try maybe answer them. So the first one is that do we have to buy Chunky? Obviously, no, this is not financial advice.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
really relevant. So I think a lot of people watch this and they look for like advice on how to trade. And that's completely normal, but the real purpose of this is to help us teach you all how to make better educated decisions. And
Exactly.
so because I make bad decisions all the time. And if you're just copy trading us, not only are you going to take L's some of the time, but most importantly, you're missing out on the real alpha, which is having the chance to have this like weekly forum where we can learn to get better and we can
Mm,
improve our skills. So if you think about it, the key to being a profitable trader is making correct decisions 51% of the time. If you can do that, and if you can have like disciplined stop losses in place, you'll make
mm,
money over time. And then especially with BLMMs where you can like enter into a position and like have it dump 30% and still walk out with an OW because of fee generation, there's a lot of cushion to yeah, there's a lot of cushions in place for you to like be protected against taking L's. So
mm.
while it's totally normal and like understandable that people want to come here to essentially derive alpha from our decision making, you will be so much better off in the long run if you derive alpha from the learning and like the educational aspects. So like do what you want. Like
Exactly.
it's not financial advice. It's not our problem if you take an L. Not saying that we want anyone to take an L, but like you're gonna like our goal here is to help you learn to DLMM profitably, and hopefully you all are taking advantage of that. Um, I
Yeah,
wanna
exactly, exactly. There's
go,
also another
go ahead.
question that I'll answer. Um, okay, cool. So someone asked regarding the Twitter research, are there specific accounts like people you check to see their involvement in token for Polish move? So to be honest, it really depends on what type of token it is. Like for Chonky, they follow a lot of people, right? So that will take a lot of time. But if it's a new coin, you can definitely do that, right? You can try and check you can try and check if they have any followers that are KOLs, right? That's a very good strategy, like for new meme coins, right? But for more established coins, it doesn't really make sense. The better strategy would be to follow those KOLs, right? Because then they will just show up as your common, as common people that follow that given token account or Twitter account, yeah. So yeah, that's probably the conclusion, right? Try to just follow a bunch of KOLs and then they will just pop up automatically on a given Twitter account if they follow that Twitter account. Someone else someone else asked okay, so this guy has a or wants to propose a meme coin
Yeah,
called Len.
I actually just while you were talking, Yusuf, I took a position in it, so it's like perfect timing.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead
Thank
and share
you.
my screen, and then
Yeah,
Yaha, I'm gonna butcher your name, dude. Yahaya.
yeah,
Yaha. Yahaya.
yeah,
You
yeah.
should you should come up and do some voice chat and talk to us. Why you think about what do you think about Len? So let's take a look at this. So and again, I'm not an expert. I'm doing the best I can, but I really, really like this chart. So we have a big sell off here. We're coming back to the 50% retrace, which is a spot that I really like. But what I like the most here is this huge uptick in volume. So obviously, some of this volume is correlated to the amount of cells that are coming in right here. But anytime you see a big uptick in volume at a support center, that's far more bullish than seeing low volume. So if we see this sell off with really, really low volume, that's just saying that people are selling, but there's no one interested in buying. But the fact that we have this big uptick in volume, maybe people are just yeeting out or taking profits, but we're seeing a lot of healthy buy volume here too, which gives me
Yeah.
more confidence in to
Yeah,
creating a
dude.
position.
I think a very relevant point to that is that those candles, if you go back to the chart, right, you can actually see the color of those volume candles, right? They're green, man. Like that means there's more buy volume than sell volume.
Yeah, look at this. So these are 5 minute candles. And so
Yeah,
from this section, we're here at 1.5 and in 1 5 minute candle, we have a 70% increase. So there's
mm,
lots of people that find this price point really attractive. Hopefully they will be supported in the long run. I really like looking at new buyers. So we see this guy here. He just bought 25 soul worth,
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's got
and he's rich.
140. He's got 140K in the bank. So,
Yeah, he's
and
got a
this
lot of
isn't a
money. Yeah.
guarantee, but like when you see big holders like this, but first off, the one thing that's really relevant is the only way people get this rich is by trading successfully over time. Obviously, there are some outliers that are just rich to begin with, and they're in the meme coin space to give money away. But for the most part, people get big wallets like this because they've done well over time. And so this is something I really like to see. Um,
Okay. So someone asked in the chat section, right? He asked, I see charts very often, and but I always lose. I need to know where to exit on a given chart. So could you try maybe not use Len because it's a pretty, like, yeah, the chart looks a bit weird considering the recent dip, right? But try to maybe look at mooting or something like that, right? So and try to explain where a given exit point might be relevant.
so Len's actually fine to look at.
Yeah, yeah, we can also look at Len.
We can look at other ones as well. I'm happy to do so. But so one thing, this is the Fibonacci extension. And so this is just a good place to start. But so what you're doing is instead of drawing from the bottom to the top, you want to find a section where people have been trading in a range. So this is what we call an accumulation section. So this first session is our first like bull section. And then what we're seeing, this is the sell-off. So people are still buying here, which is why price hasn't gone down. But ultimately, this is being controlled by the sellers, which is why we see this move downwards. But then from here, really all the way over to here for this period of approximately 10 hours, this is accumulation. So what this means is there are new traders entering into the market or older traders who are expanding their holdings. There's still people selling, which is why we see this chop. But anytime you see something like this, which is essentially sideways chop for a period of time, this is known as accumulation. And this is when people are re-entering for the next move. That's not to say that you always see a move up after this. Sometimes this, like if there's no additional virality or if there's no additional attention that's being given to the token, then this accumulation can just end up being like it can slowly peter off and die. But because there's this like big HBO documentary going on, like there's a lot of eyeballs on these Satoshi tokens. And so we
Yeah.
see this accumulation phase and then we see another run up. And then, so what you can do with the Fibonacci extension is you can use it to predict resistance levels. And so if you see here, it's actually done a pretty good job. And this is not like magic or anything. It's, well, no, actually, the better answer is it is kind of magic. But so you see here, here's our first resistance level, and you see a sell off here. And then we see our second resistance level here. And once again, there's a sell off. So you can use this to determine your take profit levels. So let's say you enter in this accumulation. Let's say you buy one soul here, somewhere in this range. This first level is plus 70%. The second one is plus 150%. So what a smart trader would probably do is sell 10 or 20% of their bag here, and then 20 or 30% of their bag here. And then the question you have to ask yourself during this experience is this still an attractive trade for me? So once you see this sell-off occurring, what you could do is you could finish exiting in profit, or you could hold. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll hold a percentage of their bag, maybe 5 to 10% as a moon bag in
Mm.
case this second movement occurs. And so it's really important for you all to realize that this third movement is the anomaly. Most coins will have a first movement, they'll have a second movement up, and then they'll die off and either completely go to zero or they'll just be like at a really low range for a period of time. And
Mm.
so, as a smart trader, what you need to do is you need to trade based on the commons and then keep a small percent for those instances when it's actually like a third movement. So, if you always assume and trade as if this is going to happen, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to bag hold and you're going to be all the way back here and you're going to have ridden the bus, so to speak. So,
Yeah.
the first rule is always take some profits. Even if you're not going to liquidate your whole bag, if you're in profit at plus 50%, plus 100%, plus 200%, you better freaking sell some. You better freaking sell some. If you have strong conviction, if you have strong reasons to believe that it's going to continue moving up, hold, that's your decision. But once you're in profit, you need to take some profit. Also, another thing that's really, really important, and I think is like really, really good general advice, is if you're a newer trader, then if you're plus 30%, plus 40%, plus 50%, take it. You can close 90% of your position. You can end up with like plus zero point 0.2, plus 0.3x, and you can keep your little moon bag. But what you really want to be doing when you're just starting trading is you want to link wins back to back to back. If you completely zero out your bag, then you're done. If you take a couple L's in a row, not only have you like lost a lot of capital, but also you've lost a lot of mental confidence. So if you're
Mm.
at plus 50% and you're a new trader, you should take that. The biggest flaw that a lot of people have when they're new to trading is they're chasing 10x's. And the truth is that 10x is only going to happen 1 out of 100 times. And if you try and trade for that every single time, you're going to end up probably zeroing out your bag because you never take profits, or you're just going to lose your freaking head because you're riding the bus time after time after time. So
Yeah.
just make sure you're taking profits at least to some extent. If you want to hold a moon bag, that's great. Holding like 5 to 10% back is usually a good strategy, but people don't realize like if you can chain 0.5 x's back to back to back, you're first off you're doing much better than the average trader, but also that plus 50% is going to turn into your 10x as long as you keep doing it consistently. So that's the best advice that I have.
Yeah. Very good advice, to be honest. That was a very good deep dive, Kushan. So yeah, hopefully you learned a lot from that. Um, Someone else asked in the Q&A section in regards to what I said before about Twitter accounts and KOLs.
Yo,
Can you
let's get sorry to interrupt, but let's get Yahaha up here and talk about Len. He's dropping some alpha in chat.
let's go? Yeah.
If you're comfortable with it,
So,
Yaha will bring you up as a speaker.
yeah. So meanwhile, you invite him on, and if he wants to participate, I'll answer this question very quick. Okay. So he asked, can you suggest any of these KOL accounts? Um, So yeah, I can. We had Chartfu Monkey, who's a very big influencer in crypto. We had we actually had him on last week for the LP Jam session, right? I would suggest you to follow him. He's a very nice guy. There are also many others, but there's also a another factor that you need to keep in mind when following these KOLs, right? That is, be wary of them dumping their coins on you, right? Because that's an infamous trait of crypto influencers. Many of like crypto influencers in general are known for just shelling a coin and dumping their bags on their followers. So you really need to be wary of that, right? But Sharpful Monkey, like he's already pretty rich, so I wouldn't suspect him of dumping something on you. But he could, just be wary of that, okay?
You have to ask yourself the question, why are these people sharing? Because their Twitter profile is inherently very valuable. Each time they
Yeah.
post, they can sell that post to another company for thousands of dollars. And so the opportunity cost of them sharing a CA or sharing a project is very real. So
Mm.
if a KOL is posting about something, there is an almost certain chance that they own a bag. And so that's not bad per se, but you're exposing yourself to risk when you're just copy trading KOLs. Um,
Yeah, you really must be wary of that. Okay, so Ishak has presented a very nice idea, or yeah, an idea about Kobe. So there's a coin called Kobe. It's at 8.5 million. He's expecting some range trading. So first of all, Ishak, I would actually suggest you to raise your hand, and we'll invite you on, okay? And then you'll be able to present your thesis, and we'll make an investment in it, likely, because we really want to
Actually does
support
look
you all.
good.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous because I have to manage all of these positions after the jam ends.
Well, yeah, understandable, to be honest. That is, yeah.
Okay, I'll pop a Valium. Just kidding. Don't do drugs, kid. I might get a chamomile tea though. All right, Ishak, we promoted you to a panelist. You're welcome to
Yeah.
join and tell us a bit more.
So Jason asked, "What's printing today?" Yeah,
Ah,
what's printing today? That's a good question. I think many coins are printing or like printing as we're talking right now because Solana's pumping, dude. There are many opportunities right now.
I'm
We've
gonna
taken.
drop I'm gonna drop a link in chat. It's a free Google Doc that will show the top DLMM opportunities real time. So this like you need to be using this if you want a DLMM well. One thing that's really important though is like as your general fees increasing, the risk is increasing. So if something has low liquidity, that means price volatility is more capable. The less liquidity a coin has, the more rapidly price moves up and down. So we like that because it gives us more opportunity to generate fees, but we're also exposing ourselves to a lot more risk when we're LPing these low liquidity coins. Um,
Yeah. So Ishak is on now. You're very welcome to open your mic, Ishak. Okay, so I'm just gonna answer some questions because they just asked them in the Zoom chat. But then after that, you can present your thesis on Kobe.
oh, what's
So
up? We got, hold on, sorry to interrupt again. I'm interrupting like crazy, but we got Suzu Jason in the house. The big time Goose Style guy. Maybe we can convince
yeah,
him
let's go.
to join the show for a second.
Yeah, Frog. He thinks Frog will go to 200 million. To be honest,
Frog's
dude, bro, I
ripping,
was
dude.
listening to people, like I was listening to people that I trust, right? Shill Frog at 60
Yeah,
million.
yeah.
Like
Dude,
literally.
I bought a bag at 50 and then sold it at 100. So I'm like,
I
I'm
didn't buy anything
hoping.
just because I was too busy, bro, to look at it.
Ah.
I'm not quite busy, but like mentally busy because I was like so mentally exhausted that I didn't want to look at it, bro. But I should
Yeah,
have. Like
bro.
I've lost a lot of money, bro. Like in like
We
a lot
you
of
don't
opportunities, bro.
you don't lose by not trading. But like
I know, but
if
but
if
like
you're
podcast,
if you're
like
gonna
you,
trade if you're gonna trade crypto regularly, you have to have like a mindset of not being upset about missing trades. Because
I agree.
there's always a 10x that you missed.
I agree. I agree. Like yeah, very good point, dude. Very good point. Yeah. So someone else asked, what do you think about mooting? Is it time to buy hard? So hey, Virus, we did an analysis in the beginning of the session, right, on mooting specifically, and we believe that it will, like, hopefully it will, bottom out at around 100 million, maybe a little lower than 100 million, probably around like 80, 90, 100 million. That's our thesis, right? We hope that price will bottom there. And hopefully just pump at some point, right? We also have a very big position in
Yeah.
Moody.
So
We hope it
we gotta
pumps.
hope it goes up. One
Yeah.
one thing that's a good bottom signifier is what's called a higher low. And so when you're trading these on a downtrend, it's usually better to wait for a higher low to signify a reversal than trying to catch the bottom. Because you could have made the argument that any of these points were the bottom, but as we've seen, you continue to see a sell-off. So
Mm.
if this is our bottom here, what's going to happen is there's going to be people buying, and then we're still going to see sellers because over the past week, we've seen there's a lot of sell pressure. And so it's not going to end like instantaneously. And so eventually we'll see an uptick and then another sell off, and then we'll see that higher bottom occur. And so you can try and guess the bottom
Hey,
here.
I just wanted to say that you're not sharing your screen right now.
Oh, whoops. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for interrupting.
no problem.
So when we're trying to catch bottoms, you can try and guess and you can try and like poke and throw money away, but you're far better off waiting for the higher low. Because let's say this is our bottom right here and we come back up to our all-time high. Right here, we'd be looking at 220% gain. But this is a guess because no one actually knows where the bottom truly is. But if we wait for our higher low, we're going to forfeit a really small amount of profits. In this case, it'll be 180%. So we do a 1.8x versus a 2.2x, but this trade is far more likely to be successful than this one is. So when you're trying to find bottoms, let the market determine where the bottom is. You're going to forfeit a little bit of profits, but you're going to have a lot more consistency on your trades in the long term.
Yeah,
So
that's a very good point.
if you're considering entering Mudang, then just watch it for a little bit. One of the reasons LPing is really nice is that we can open an LP here and allocate SOL to the bottom. And it's okay if we continue moving down for a little bit because we're doing fee generation during that time. But if you're purely trading, what you really want to do, and this is really, really important in trading, it's far better to consistently book small wins than always chasing for a really big like W. So you're better off waiting for the market to show you the bottom has formed. And so there's either two things that are going to happen. We're either going to see we're going to see a move up after this low, or we're going to see sideways chop and then down. And so by entering here, you can set your stop loss at this previous low. And so if you were to take an L on the trade, you might only lose like 20 or 30%. Whereas if you just try and guess, you don't know where the recent bottom is, and so you don't have accurate information for a stop loss, and you might just keep holding all the way down, like, oh, it's gonna pump, it's gonna pump, it's gonna pump.
Yeah.
Whereas with this higher low method, you have a good position or you have a good point for where to set up your stop loss, and you're going to see more consistent trades over time because you're far more likely to get a bigger pump from here.
Yeah, someone asked. So I promise you, Ishak, this will be the last question, okay? Because people are asking many questions in the chat. Now Ray is asking LP pooling seems to make sense only when price is moving sideways. So hey Ray, I wanted to say that like you're generally right. LP only makes sense when price moves within a given range, right? But I also wanted to say that, within these LP jams, we actually like there are many examples of us actually um, making positions like hoping or believing that price will pump up a lot. That is also definitely possible. Like you cannot only make a position if price stays stable. You can also make positions in coins and utilize their possible like a possible pump or a possible dip even like I've made you can definitely make profitable positions on a coin where it has dumped like 20%. You can like I've experienced that many times where fees have where I made more fees than the loss I've experienced from a dip. So I just wanted to say that you should definitely follow these LP jams because we do make many positions on coins where price isn't like stable. Yeah. So Ishak, you're definitely welcome to open up your mic now and explain your thesis on Kobe.
Hey guys,
Hello,
What up? What up?
how are we doing today?
we're
Excellent.
doing good. What about you?
Yeah, it's fine. It's nice to see you again. So, I've been in the trenches during this weekend, and well, it has not been easy actually. Some coins pump and some P&D and the rest. So I've been looking. It's Kobe that got my attention the most, and I wish we had a better entry than this, but I'm still confident that we can catch some opportunities here. Can you pull up the chart?
Yeah, I can do that. Like, do you have a you can also share your screen yourself if you want to.
Yusuf,
I can.
before we get into this, I want to grab screen real quick and show how I'm going to rebalance our Sasha position. I think this is a
Okay.
good example of what to do when your trade isn't going perfectly. So really quickly, and then we'll get back to Ishak. So Sasha's here at our support level, and I'm concerned we're going to see a further sell-off. And so right now we're out of range, and so we're losing out on fee generation. And so let's take a look at our position. what I like to do in this case is close our position. We're gonna sell some of our token, and so we're assuming a loss here. We're finalizing a loss, but what this does is it allows us to de-risk a little bit, and we get back into range so that we can continue our fee generation. So there's a lot of times when we see this and we break our support, but that doesn't mean our position is completely wrecked because we still have a lot of chance that we can see upside from here. So if we sell a third of our token, which is what I'm going to do now, we're assuming a bit of IL, but at the same time, we have enough that we're going to sell at a higher price if we get the bounce we're expecting, that IL will offset and it gets our position back into range. And so we can continue doing fee generation. Whereas if we don't do anything, we're either praying for this uptrend, which we'd be okay on. But if we don't see it, then we're like completely wrecked because we lose out on fee generation during this period of time and we have to close with an L. So I think this was a really good example of what to do when a trade's not going as you hoped. And so it's a good way to protect your capital and hopefully
Yeah.
get back into position for a W.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to share, and we can get back to Ishak now.
Yeah. Okay, cool, Ishak. Could you tell me, please, if you could share your screen? If not, I can also share my screen. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, please share your screen. It's better.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen, sure. Okay.
Okay, so when you pull up your screen,
Yeah, you guys should be able
put
to
the
see my
chart
screen.
on 4-hour timeline, on 4-hour time frame.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, cool. So right now I'm on the 4-hour time frame.
Okay. So if you look at the chart, you see that 3 days ago, the token pumped from
Yeah.
$2.6 million market cap all the way to $13 million market cap. That was when Ansem tweeted about the token. He has been holding a bag for a couple of weeks. And so after doing that, you expect an instant pump. That did happen. That's why it setting that all-time high. Then it's people started taking profits. And when they took profit, it retraced a bit all the way down to $8.2 million market cap. Then it set another all-time high all the way to $14 million market cap and retraced and started consolidating. So what I like about this is that even when he tweeted it, it pumped as everybody will expect. So when it was dumping, when it was retracing and consolidating, it's not like it did that 80%, 60% retracement, which could be an issue. So that signifies to me that there are there are traders who are demo handing this token, and that's why we are getting a decent price action on it. So when you look at it, you realize that ever since that pump, the bottom, in my opinion, it has already found its bottom, which was around $5.3 million market cap. And what's more interesting to me is that bottom was set when the market was a bit choppy. I believe that was between Thursday to Sunday to Sunday, which normally, there will be low volume and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I wish we had a better entry than this, but it's still good because today is Monday. We generally expect volume to be back in the market on Monday, and now Solana is also pumping. So
Yeah, to be
the way I
honest.
see this, also I checked Twitter, I checked X, and I've seen a lot of KOLs tweeting and talking about the token, which I'm not expecting a pump and dump from this. So I believe within the next 2 days, we can be able to see another breakout, right all to all-time high, and possibly another breakup. And worst case scenario, if that didn't happen, I don't think our risk will be too much. Maybe we can retrace a bit down to maybe 6.5 million. and then ride it back up again. So, and then looking at the chart, if you look at in the last 1 hour, we have a volume of $236,000, which gives a decent opportunity for fee generation. And normally when you're on DLMM, the tokens that range trade are the ones that actually tend to give you more opportunity to catch some fees. So
Yeah.
after that, I also went on bubble maps. I don't think checking that is too necessary since the token has already been established. It has been trading for more than 1 month, about 5 weeks now. I look at the top holders, and the highest holder holds 2.49%, followed by 2.41 point something. Number 13 has 1%. So I don't think there is any cause for alarm. So I
I agree.
believe we can try to help you into this if you think it's interesting to catch some fees and also hopefully break out and get some impermanent gain.
Yeah.
Yusuf, I'd love to have you do a breakdown of their community. Take a look at their Twitters and socials and let us know what you think.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought that was a very nice idea as well. So we've been discussing the Kobe chart for the last 5 minutes. Ishak has presented his ideas. It's a very interesting chart. Looks like some people bought a lot after Ansem tweeted it. And it has obviously retraced a bit, around 63% from its recent high, 65%. And now it's kind of looking to, I mean, yeah, it's probably looking to test the most recent high again, okay? But yeah, let's take a look at the community. Let's see if if it actually might have a strong community. So first of all, I see that I have 9 people that I follow that follow this Kobe account here. Um, that's like the first parameter that you should look at, right? And you can see that this guy's a KOL. He has like 53K followers. He's following them. Chartpoo is also following them. Johnny is also following them. He's also a KOL. And Soul Prince is also a KOL, and she's also following them, right? So this means that the KOLs do have or are aware of this coin here. Like it's a coin that actually has awareness throughout the ecosystem. People are aware of the coin, right? That's one good parameter. So now we should take a look at posts. Let's see how they're doing. So okay, their most recent post was 47 minutes ago. 4K impressions, 100 likes. Let's take a look at the comments. Let's see if they are all bots or if they are all genuine people. Yeah. Okay, so there was actually a wait. There's actually a KOL, an influencer that has commented on their most recent post. So that's a pretty good sign, in my opinion. Also looks like that there's some genuine people um, commenting. Let me look. Let's take a look at this guy, okay? Yeah, he looks like a real dude. Yeah. So that's also a very good parameter. Their comments are likely from real people. Yeah. And the 4K impressions within 49 minutes, that's actually pretty insane in my opinion. So my conclusion is that ultimately they have a quite strong community. Yeah. So I do think that their community is good. Now in terms of their chart and in terms of the recent price action, it's quite interesting to be honest, right? Because it seems like it has been, ranging within these two limits here for the last like 1.5 months, right? Um, until they were shilled by Ansem. So Ishak, I'm just curious, do you know why Ansem shilled this coin?
Um, I think the way I see it, it's kind of has similarity to some similarities to WIF. And
Okay.
then I also look into his wallet. I can let me see if I can drop the wallet address here. He has bought it for I think more than he has been holding it for more than a month. I actually prefer to see a calling a token that he has been holding for a while than just something that he buys now and going out to shill it. Because for someone to hold a token for a long period of time, that means he has developed he has kind of become a community member. He has
Yeah,
some
conviction. Yeah.
conviction on him. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I've
exactly.
dropped his wallet on the chat. Maybe you can
Okay, so
pull it
so
up.
so so you said this was the wallet of Church or of Ansem?
Yeah, it
Okay, interesting.
Yo, Ishak, how do I get one of those hats? Can you send me one?
is.
I actually need one of those like full robes. I need like the whole outfit where it's all pattern matched. That's what I
Okay,
really
yeah.
need.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I hope
so yeah,
someday we meet and I get you some of them. It's my local traditional dress. Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah, it looks good, yeah. So
Hey,
yeah,
Yusuf, can you put that wallet address in chat, please?
it should be in chat. Or wait, let me look. Okay, yeah, he shared it with the hosts and panelists. I'm gonna share it again to everyone, okay? So this wallet here is the wallet of Ansem, according to Ishak. And it also looks like it is the wallet of Ansem, right? It has like 370K with um it's doing quite many transactions. I don't know why though. Like I doubt
Yeah,
he's this. It could be that he's receiving a lot of transfers. I don't know.
he
Sometimes
has been okay.
with these big
What?
celebrities, sometimes what people will do is they'll send them tokens to promote their
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, exactly. That sometimes that happens a lot actually with the celebrities. So yeah, and this guy holds. Okay, let me just check here instead. Um. Okay, so this is the wallet of Ansem, right? We can actually see all his transactions here over the last 50 days, right? If this is his wallet, we see that he made some very big buys in the beginning of its launch, right? So it launched, yeah, it launched or like almost two, it launched like 1 month and 25 days ago, and
Yeah,
that's like 55 days ago, right? And Ansem then bought 47 days ago. So this means he probably bought like a week after its launch. It launched 12th of August, so he probably bought. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, sorry. There's some icons here. You can see. So these icons represent where he bought, when he bought, right? So he bought like a week after launch, and he put up some pretty big buy orders, right? And then he just sold like all of it, almost. And then he bought some more again. He sold, bought, continued buying, and then yeah. This was right before the chill, right? Wasn't it?
yeah, it is. It was.
Yeah, so this was 1st of August. Let me do this.
He bought at 2.1
Yeah,
million, 2.7,
I'll have to.
9.3, 8.6, and then
This
he
is the
took some
Yeah.
profits today.
that's
He
the
bought like
power of
right before.
having that many followers.
Yeah, you see, like he literally bought. So these two buy orders, right, was right before the big wick, as you can see.
Yeah,
Um, let's see what when he bought. Yeah, so he these are the two buy orders, right? He bought a 67 sold there, and then he bought like almost 100 sold more 7 hours after. So that was like at this top here. Okay, so that's actually pretty bullish to me, to be honest. Like it means that he has. Wait, let me see if I can get the. Okay, no, I can't. Yeah, but looks like his average is probably around here, right? It's like a mix between his first buys and his buys up here. So it looks like he shouldn't be up too much, which is a good sign because you don't want to buy into a coin a celebrity has shilled if he's already up like 2x or 3x. Um, so yeah, I think that's also a pretty good sign, to be honest. So we got three good signs, right? We got a good a some 4K followers. There's some KOs that are following them. They have a pretty good Twitter account. Um, Ansem shilled the coin, and his average is around where price is at right now. And let's just take a look at the Telegram actually. That's probably the last thing that we should look at. So I'm gonna share my screen again. Give me just one moment. Okay, so right now I'm sharing my Telegram. Let's see if I can join the chat. So wait, we use okay. So they don't use Telegram. Oh wait, let me see. They do. So right now I'm just verifying myself. Trying to get in. Okay, cool. So this is the official Telegram chat for Kobe. They got 7.2K follow or members. The activity is, let me see. Okay, so look, yeah, so it looks like there are many people. Okay, so they just had like three very big buys within the last 2 minutes, which is interesting to say the least. The community also looks fine. There's some community engagement as we can see. Howie and Aku, these two people are discussing. They've been discussing within the last 3 minutes. So that also indicates that the community is kind of active, although it's only two people. Let's see if there are more people. Yeah. Okay, so this guy is actually a KOL. I know this guy. Yeah, he's called Mitch. He has many followers on
Oh yeah,
X. Okay.
oh yeah, I have Meet Wallet also, but I wouldn't share that. I found it
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, this guy is also a KOL in Twitter actually, and it seems like he's actually active within the official Telegram chat. So that's also, in my opinion, a good sign. Okay, so it looks like they have a strong community. Asim is holding it. Good Twitter account, good Telegram chat. I think we could make a position in it. I would I would probably prefer making a more conservative position in it, just considering this recent pump it has had. But yeah, I think that would be the most reasonable thing to do. Like it has
Yeah,
pumped a lot recently.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
I would like to use
Yeah,
Hawksight for this because I think this is a great one that we can set a stop loss, but we can also use their tools to auto rebalance for the up only if we get another big breakout. What do you guys think
yeah,
about that?
that's a good idea. Try and do that. Try and do that, Hayden. You can just share your screen now, okay, Hayden, and get into
Yeah.
Hawkseye, make a position there.
Yeah. I'd like for you guys to tell me what price ranges to do.
Yeah, I think Ishak can. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to. I want to voice out um my idea in terms of the ranges, right? Like I'm a bit. I want to go a little more conservative. I want to take a conservative approach to this token here. I think I think we should go with a lower range of. So I'm not sharing my screen right now. Could you go to the chart? Okay. So you're
You got
showing
it
your
up
chart,
here.
right? Yeah. So do you see the most recent dip? Yeah, around there. Yeah, like I think that would be a good bottom, like a good
Yo,
lower rate to
Yusuf,
choose.
my volume bot just pinged the token. I want to pull it up real quick.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what alpha it brought.
I have the audio set up so that whenever a token pings, it goes, "Oh, really?" So I made a, or actually, I got help. I had someone else build this for me, but it's a bot that will ping me on Telegram anytime a token does over 150 million in volume on the 5 minute. Oh my gosh, look at this chart. There's no way I'm LPing this. This is so crazy. This is
Don't do
this
it, bro.
this is the most insane chart I've ever seen.
To be honest, I agree.
Oh,
It looks.
it's all wash trading. So
Oh,
this is a great example too because like it's in me again. It's so funny when I hear the voice.
yeah. It
So
just. Yeah.
well, no, this is a good example because wash trading is really common and people need to be able to see this and understand what to do. So like
Mm,
if you were to see this and not look at the transactions, you might be like, holy shit, $500,000 volume and in 5 minutes. But see, all of these trades are about the same amount. And then if we look at an individual wallet, you can see that they're buying and selling back to back to back. So what's happening here is someone funded all of these wallets and now they're just buying and selling, most likely because they're trying to get on trending and they also want to show a lot of fake volume. So this isn't a bad thing per se because people will use volume bots on regular coins in order to promote their project and to get on deck screener trending. But if you only see volume bots like this, and if you see it to this extent, it's definitely a big red flag, and you should like do a double take before you decide to enter into a project. So that's all for that. But I thought
yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
All right, what do y'all think about Kobe again? So we have we have our floor here. I like doing I like doing our stop loss a little bit lower, maybe like 2.8, and then doing most of our like 60% of our liquidity underneath. Really?
Be
So,
honest, I disagree. I
what do you
disagree.
think?
Yeah. Like so I think the stop loss should be that exact bottom there. Like if it
Oh,
goes.
you can't set a stop loss at the bottom because then
No, dude, like no. This is
we
a
might
very
got
unique
we
example.
might get
Like
stop loss under
there is a reason on it because
it.
if you see the coin, right? Like if like it pumped like the price action is very not usual. Like it's very unusual.
Sure,
I think if price was to dump, that's around like 30%, isn't it?
let's check. Are you saying that if price were to retrace to there, then it's essentially shown that
Yeah.
it's
Then
no
it's
longer
dead.
moving upwards?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart. If I would, if that's your thesis in play, then I would set our stop loss even a bit higher. Um,
That's
maybe
possible. Yeah.
we've got to be careful because we're not giving ourselves a lot of room. But if we were to
Mm,
just stop loss at like minus 30% right around here, then it definitely protects us. I don't like one of the things I don't like right now is our timing.
yeah.
Usually you want to buy red candles and not buy green candles, but
Mm,
at the same time, like I do really like this upward channel that we're seeing here. So and we've got some good buys coming in. So maybe we set our liquidity underneath, and then what I would do in a position like this is I would set my lower liquidity and then I would wait a little bit and wait for the next sell off. And that's when I would buy into the coin for my upside liquidity. Um,
mm, yeah.
Ishak, the stage is yours. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think the right call would be for me, if I'm the one entering the trade, would be doing 60% downside, 60% sold, and then 40% Kobe. I wish we got a better entry than this, but I don't think it's that bad. I've actually the last token Ansem called was Kiko. So I've studied the price action after he called it, and I realized that there isn't that much of pump and dump. Maybe you can pull out the chart just to make some comparison.
Did Chico?
Yes.
I've got to update my bot because now it just keeps spamming me that same CA every few minutes.
So when you look at the chart, you can easily see the similarities. It pumped, he called it, it pumped, and then retraced, consolidated, and then move up again. And it's also the token has been in existence for 5 months, for nearly 6 months. You can use the wallet to see when for how long he has been holding and how he traded it.
Yeah.
I still think we're better off waiting to buy Kobe. I mean, let's say we allocate 10 sold to buying
Don't
Kobe.
buy.
Maybe, I
Don't
mean,
buy.
yeah, so I think we're better off waiting for a sell-off to buy. And because if we go up from here, obviously we lose out. We have opportunity costs of not entering the trade now. But at the same time, I would rather miss out on a gain than take an L.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, that's better.
I think let's say like this is a really strong candle right here. So maybe we go down to 3.8 as our stop
Hmm.
loss. What do you think about that?
I agree. Personally, I agree. I think we should make just one-sided sold position, take and have our stop loss at where your mouse is at. Maybe a little low that. It so if you it depends on what line we're talking about, but if you can move the blue line,
The
the
diagonal.
constant line,
Can you say that again, Yusuf?
yeah, can you move the constant blue line?
The horizontal?
Yeah, just yeah, maybe there. I think a low range of that price would be interesting to do. Yeah, and someone in the chat section, yeah, Real also says in the chat section that one-sided soul makes the most sense, and I genuinely agree. I think we should just make a one-sided soul position, and have our stop loss there. What do you think, Ishak?
Yeah, that's more conservative, but I wouldn't mind. I think maybe a five call buy of the token in case, and then
Yo,
we
my
put
bot, my bot got us another CA. This one might be legit.
okay.
Let's take a look at it.
I'm doing I'm checking the buys right now. Oh, so it's only 30. This one might actually be legit. It's only 30% bundled. I might have to LP this, guys. I'm sorry. This is my favorite. This is my favorite type of LPing.
Yeah, so Hayden loves to LP like volatile coins. It's called Slurp.
Yeah. Bro, what a freaking it's such a great meme, dude. So it just launched. Um, oh my God, I have to do this. All right, so I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna just do a really small bag. Guys, don't copy trade me on this because there's a really good chance we take an L. But I want to show you guys how I like to LP these. So we have to create a pool.
Nah, don't do it then, bro. Like, is that worth it? Do you think? You think?
Creating there's not going to be a pool out there, I guarantee you.
Yeah, yeah, but is it worth it to make a put?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Just because, let's see, there's not. So it's I don't know how quickly it graduated. There's nothing on Twitter about it, bro. Let me take a look again. Let's look at the buyers. All right, so we'll do like an actual. If it dumps before we're done with our research, then we've been saved by the bell. But let's look at who's buying it. This will be a good little research thing. But yeah, I freaking love LPing these because they're so exciting. Okay. So what we want to make sure is we want to make sure that they're not brand new wallets. Uh, bro, I think it's legit. It's so legit, dude. So I'm pretty sure these are actual wallets and not just like randos. Oh my gosh, I want to LP it. All right, let's try it. I'm gonna go for it, dude. We still have really good volume and we're at a pretty good price point right now. So for these, like I know that people think that this is insane and it's pretty insane, but we'll have some fun and then we'll set up each exposition. So normally, like I kind of YOLO into bigger ones, but we'll keep it tame today. So last time I did this, I got wrecked. But for this, you have to do the 5% 250 because if you do oh my God, look at it go. If you do a smaller bin step, you're not going to have the range you need to capture actual volatility. And if you do 5%, if you do anything less than 5%, you're not going to, um, you're going to be leaving. Oh, there's already someone already made a pull for us. Let's go. Yeah, so I want to buy this so badly right now. I'm not going to. We have to wait for a better entry, but we'll go ahead and put some soul underneath. Um, so with these, you have to go like super freaking conservative. So we can see here that we have like a pseudo bottom here. So I'm just going to go to 6-0, and that's like really, really conservative. I'm only going to do 5 soul underneath because I'm going to play it safe. Make sure our price is correct. I think we're good. Oh, I want to buy this so badly, guys. I want to buy it so badly. So I think our pool's not priced correctly. If we get a good sell off, I'm definitely gonna buy a bag here. I really want to be down here in order to buy any. Because otherwise we're just exposing ourselves to so much risk. But the volume here is good. When I'm looking at these coins, if there's anything over like 40% on the bundle, that's like too much for me. And so this was at 30%, which I feel okay with. Uh, and then also like it looks like these are legit. Let's
Yeah,
look
I
at this guy.
agree. I agree, dude. Like I think the coin actually, yeah, I'm like it's likely not a rock, to be honest. It looks pretty good. The metrics are pretty good. Just by looking at Photon, right? I can see all the buyers and like that. It's not volume bots, it's actual volume by legit people.
Yusuf, do you want to grab screen real quick and show us Photon?
I can't. Because like Photon is hands down
Yeah, it's so
the
much better.
oh, yeah, like if you're looking at very volatile charts, right? You definitely should use Photon. So I'm gonna go down on the 1 second, okay? So that we
Okay.
can see everything that is happening. So I actually made a trade on it, as we can see. I
Ah,
bought
let's go.
some. Yeah, I made a bag.
I see Yusuf copy trading us.
Yeah, dude, like he shared it, man, and it was at 150K, bro. And then I bought 1.5 sold, and I made
You
like
better
20.
not dump on us. Actually, do
Yeah,
dump on us so we can get a better entry.
yeah. Well, I didn't buy too much, so I can't. I did already sell actually. So all right, cool. So I'm on the 1 second right now, and we're seeing everything, every buy, every sell, directly on the chart, right? It's showing real time. I also made a position in it actually, along with
Really?
with Hay.
You did that while I was talking that quickly?
What?
He said you did
Yeah,
it that
dude.
quickly.
Oh, it's a good coin. Like I genuinely think it's a good coin, but I'm going conservative as always, right? Like I think it makes more sense
I'm trying
to
to open our
go.
freaking position. I keep getting my transactions keep failing.
Yeah, me too. Okay, no, it looks like mine actually worked. Yeah. So I got 5 sold. I made a bid ask all the way down to 7, right? So I think this is a good bottom. It looks like it doesn't want to dip, you know. Um, it's making immense volume. Yeah, it's making very good volume, and the volume is good, right?
Yeah, so this is obviously like the 0.1 top percent of high risk LPing. So again, like please be careful, guys. But
Yeah,
if you if you see like really really good volume and it's not like a rug, then it's a good candidate for LPing because the volume is really where you're going to make your money at.
I agree. So just by looking at the holders, right? I see that the the top holder actually bought some, right? So that's a good sign. Like this means that he has bought some and not just received it from a wallet. Same goes with this wallet. Yeah, so like it looks like people have actually bought it, and it looks like the coin is pretty good. I can also look at it check it out on wait. I can also check it out on Slurp or on Bubble Maps, I mean.
So right now, I'm just waiting for a good entry. Like I'm doing everything I can to not top blast this because I want to get feed generation so badly because we're out of range right now. But like what I've learned is that like almost every instance, every point that you're looking at, you're going to get a chance for a good entry if you're patient enough. And so like that's like another like really really important skill is just learning the discipline to wait. Um,
Yeah, it's pumping a lot, dude. It's
yeah, I
pumping a
know.
lot.
I wish I had bought it when I first freaking called. We'd be up like 200%. That's okay.
Yeah. It's a very interesting coin. I'm actually gonna make some research on it on Twitter. Let's take a look at what's
There's not a
going on.
lot. There's not a lot of activity on Twitter yet. Oh, and it's so early. It's only 13 minutes old. Oh my gosh. I want to buy this so badly right now, guys.
Uh, okay, someone just sold a big bag. Let me see.
I'm on deck screener, so oh there we go. Yeah, so this is perfect. I'm gonna pick up a little bit and then hopefully we get a bigger sell-off and so I can actually get a good entry.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. If you're just patient, you can get a better price in your coins. So I have 10 SOL underneath. I'm buying 2.5 SOL here, and I'm keeping 2.5 SOL in the bag behind in case we get a better price entry. There we go. We got more sales coming in. So I'm going to give it a second and see if we can't get, there we go, a bunch of sales coming in.
Yeah, I see a bunch of stuff coming in. Yeah.
I don't think my trade
Okay,
went
cool.
through.
So some of our liquidity is being
Oh
used right
my
now.
God. Dude, I got
Yeah.
MEV'd so hard.
What?
I just got MEV'd so hard on my entry.
Wait, what was your slippage?
I'm at 7%.
Yeah, that's not too bad. You can only get like
Yeah, it
if
wasn't
you
atrocious.
yeah, you can only lose out on 7%.
All right, so let's see if we get some good price action here. We're in
Mm.
range on the jam funds as well. There we go. I freaking
Whoa, yeah. That was a very good buy order, man. It just literally went through like all these bins in 1 second. That's so smooth. That's why I like to LP.
yeah,
Like
it's
low
kind of
cap quote.
addicting.
Yeah, dude. It looks very like smooth to be honest. But it's also kind of sad because
What
I don't want it to pump, bro. I want it to dump.
you wanted to dump more?
Yeah, dude. I want more of my liquidity to be used.
So Yusuf, I saw that you did a bid ask. I
Mm.
don't do bid asks on these. I always do spot because I go such a wide range. I don't know where the bottom is going to be, and I want to be running through my liquidity throughout the entire range.
Yeah, but I'm
Um,
just scared. Like that's the only reason why I do get asked. That's literally because like I'm kind of like I know that price can literally just nuke. I know price can go through like all of these bins in 1 second,
yeah, but
right?
are you planning on flipping your bid ask if it goes all the way down?
Not really. Like I'm
Yeah,
like this position here. Like honestly, dude, like I make this position just to earn fees, right? It's a 5% fee pool. It's making a lot of volume. So like the ideal price action for such a position here would literally just be for it to dip like 40%, 50% and pop back up again, right? Um I could
I
flip it if I'm quick enough, but usually I'm not quick enough. So
I think you're better off doing the spot positions because I mean obviously like if the coins are rug, then you get wrecked. But if
yeah,
the coins
exactly.
are if the coins are rug and you're bid asking, you're still wrecked either way.
Yeah, but it depends on how it works. Like if it works just like that, if F just sells 50%, right? Yeah, then then everyone will be ripped, right? But if the rug happens slowly, then you'll actually be able to mitigate a lot of losses by doing a
You're
bid
right.
ask.
You're right. You could close and protect your capital.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really good conversation because it's showing two like very different perspectives. So
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do what you said. Like I think it's a good idea actually, but I think it has a prerequisite, and that is it must be a good coin. Like if you're doing a rug pull, or if you're not certain, just go with a bid ask if you want to, mitigate losses, right? But
yeah,
if you're quite certain that is like if the coin looks good, I think this coin looks pretty good to be honest, right? Then you could definitely go with a spot instead.
yeah, I think what you said is correct. Like the first like thing we need to do is make sure we're not entering into rugs because you're almost guaranteed an L that way. But
Mm,
I do really like the spot play because it gives us a lot more fee generation than we otherwise might get.
I agree.
All right, so we're gonna let this play for a second.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go back to Kobe and open up that position. And then what I want to do is I just want to have the audience talk for like 30 minutes or so and just it's really what we're trying to do today. And we've gotten a bit sidetracked from time to time, but I want to hear more about what the audience wants and how we can better serve the audience. So I'm gonna grab screen real quick. We'll set up this hawk five position, and
Mm.
then we're just gonna open up the floor and let anyone talk who wants to talk. Um, MK said he's learned so much from Yusuf in this convo. Let's go.
Appreciate you, MK. We're all learning a lot from detailed jam session. Like I really like them to be honest, because we get the opportunity to discuss for hours and LP together, right?
Slurp's going nuts right now, guys.
Someone asked what's the range for this slur position. So the range I chose, I just made a new spot position in it actually, okay? And the range I chose was from 13 to 7. So that's my range for it. Um, Yeah, you could also go half spot, half bid ask, real, to be honest. Like that would make a lot of sense, in my opinion. It really just depends. Like if it, yeah, I guess you can sum it up into these two factors, right? If you're uncertain of it being a ruck, go with the bid ask. If it's looking good, if the coin is looking good, if the volume is looking good, go with a spot instead.
All right, so if you guys haven't used Hawkfly before, it's an awesome tool. And the best thing about it, I think, is it allows for automatic stop losses and take profits. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and add in 10 soul. Whoops, that's our range. Let's go back to our chart and see what we wanted to do. So here's our most recent bottom 4-4. Our stop loss is 3-8. I want to do our bottom at 4-1, 4-1-5. Um, then we set up the amount of soul we want to use.
Mm.
We got too many bins. Oh yeah, 8-1. So we can set up our position. It's just like using Meteora, but then the real cool part comes afterwards when you start to set up the automations. All right, we need some people to buy Slurp for us now.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of dipping.
It's okay. It's still so early. So I think with coins like this,
It's looking good right now. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's not.
what I really like is a 90-minute time frame for the first up cycle. So this is like essentially people buying it after pump fund, where you're obviously going to see people selling. But what I really
Mm.
want is 90 minutes from now to see like a proper move up. And so hopefully we see an uptrend from here. We'll see how it goes. That was our degen play for this jam.
Yeah,
Don't ever sell right now though, guys. If you sell right here, you're gonna take an L. I mean, sometimes you get rugged, sometimes you just get wrecked, and sometimes you take an L. But selling right now is like that's usually a wrong decision, unless like that's where you define your stop loss. We're still seeing really good volume. We saw some really good buys coming in earlier. This is just people taking profits, and we'll see if we get lucky and we get like a good banger out of this. I love the name, that's why I kind of yeeted into it. But
yeah. I just love the chart, man. To be honest, I love the coin. The chart price action coin is what made me go into it with a position. To be honest. But yeah, so we're making our position in Kobe right now.
I wonder who made the pool for Slurp. Because they beat me to the
Me
pool
too.
creation. I bet it was a freaking goosed out person, dude. Those people are so on
Probably.
point. They're so on
Yeah,
point.
yeah, they are.
There we go. All right. So we've got our position set up. This is where we're going to set up our automations. It's already got auto compounding on, which I think is good for this case. What I really want to do is the auto rebalance. And so this is great if you think a coin has an upward trajectory. So I'm going to do auto rebalance up only. And so what this will do is if our price moves up out of our range, it'll take half of the SOL that we've generated, it'll sell it for the token, and it'll create a new position so we can ride our uptrends. And then if you take away the down, if once you get to the top, then it'll shut it down and you won't like sell any of your or you won't buy more SOL. Um I'm gonna do our take profit because like if we get up here, I say we take profit. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
do like
agree.
okay, we'll do 8-4. Actually, no, I mean we're trading this because we want to see a breakout, so we should trade accordingly. So I'm gonna go 108 as our take profit. Um, maybe it gets even crazier than that. But like if you need to make your decisions based on what you are expecting to happen, because like if like the whole reason we're taking this LP is because we think another breakout's gonna occur, and so if that's the case, then we should trade it as such. Um, Yeah, so that'll automatically do that. And then our stop loss, this is also really important. So it'll automatically close the position for us. And here we want to go 3-8 is our stop loss. And so
Mm.
this is great because like implementing a stop loss for me, honestly, is the most difficult part of trading because you're always going to find a reason in your mind to hold something for longer. And so having automated stop losses is a really, really great benefit. Because you
That's
take,
literally the alpha for today, man. Like,
yeah, you take the emotion out of it. And so
mm,
what I'm going to do is if we see price retrace further into our range, I'm going to buy a little bit of Kobe and just add it back into our position here so we have more room on the upside. But otherwise, I think this is a really great position, and you probably we'll definitely do a write up on this later on in the week and let you guys know how it goes. Um, see how
yeah.
Slurp's going over here. There we go.
Yeah,
Come on,
so
baby.
Wisdom Oscar asked in the Q&A section, This token, he's talking in regards to Slurp. We spoke about it like 10 minutes ago, right? And then he asked, this token has no website or X account. What can you say about this? So honestly, dude, like we make this position based on metrics that we can find just by looking at at its chart, right? That's why we made a position in Slurp. You know, its chart is looking very good. Its volume is looking good. The buys are looking good. It looks very organic, right? And that is why we made a position into this. But right now, it's looking like it wants to dip, which is interesting to say the least. Oh, bro, it's making good. Wait, it's making very good fees right now.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
are you seeing the volatility going on?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm also seeing just a bunch of sell orders.
Yeah, I'm like seeing yeah,
Maybe we need a CTO slurp. Let's say it work for our
bro,
bags.
like I got yeah, maybe we should consider doing that.
I don't know if it would be like ethically correct for us to leverage our platform in that manner.
No, we shouldn't do it, bro. Never. I guess the interesting part here is that although it has dumped a lot, man, I think I've actually made some of it back just by the fee.
Yeah, of
Just by
course, that is the beauty of high volume coins. And
exactly.
we need to get like a 50% move up, and then I think we'll be Gucci. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I can feel the adrenaline. All right, so that's it for all the LPing. Now, what I want to do is I just want to take questions from the audience. So, what we're really trying to understand. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Yusuf.
but yeah, it's just someone asked Yahaya because he wanted to present his thesis around Len, right? And then he told us that he had network issues,
Uh,
but he's ready to give his thesis now. So, hey, Yahaya, if you're ready to go on, feel free to open your mic and speak.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yes,
we
we
hear
can.
you.
Okay. So, let's get down to it. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Yes. So, I'm giving my thesis for the meme coin. So, actually, I've been going through it since yesterday, and it has been getting the traction. And I don't know if you can pull up the chart.
Um,
Yusuf, can you pull it up? I'm watching Slurp because I think we might need to exit.
Me too, bro.
I'm 2 for 2 for choosing rugs, it seems.
Bro, wait a
Uh,
minute.
sorry guys, I need to interrupt you.
That's okay.
So my bot just notified me that Ansem profit on Kobe just right now. I think less than a minute ago.
What did it say?
So Ansem took profit on Kobe. The position we just opened.
Yeah, I see it is selling for
Okay,
Wudang.
so it's okay. So just needed to draw your attention, and then maybe we can reassess our
Oh,
position or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, it just did a lot. Bro, like, yeah, right, cool. But sure. So yeah, let's go to the chart for then, okay? Um wait, this is not the chart. Let me so this should be the chart, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, if you're looking at it, it started getting the attention and the traction in there from yesterday, and
Mm,
and it up to 3 million, and that's from yesterday till this morning. So, and it's went down. And so I just want to say the narrative about this coin is that the CEO of HBO documentary is going he's going to give a documentary about Bitcoin, and there's this claim that he's going to announce who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and I don't know if you heard about this poly market. If you know poly market.
Yeah, we know it. Yeah, I've heard about it before.
Yes, so there's this bet that there's saying that this Lin Sansman, who's cryptographer, is going to be supposedly announced as the founder of Bitcoin. That's what they're saying. But if you look at it from my own point of view, this guy died in 2011, and that's when I think this Satoshi stopped his activities on the social media. I think his last post was on December 2010. So people are linking his death because it was between 2010 and 2011. It was around that time that he died. So people are saying that this guy might be Satoshi Nakamoto.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting the attention, and the community is building. So actually, it was launched 4 months ago at pom.fun, and yes, just as of yesterday, it started getting attention, and the dev came. They had a space yesterday, and the dev came, and he shared his thesis about it. Although he has already shared it 4 months ago, he left a trend on pom.fun yesterday. So he further explained about it. And if you are looking at it, I think the chat says quite a lot about it. If you look at the holders and the community, I think they are really trying and they are pushing hard.
Yeah, I'm just confused on one thing. Like, bro, how did this coin launch 4 months ago? That's confusing.
Yeah. Yes, it was actually even the dev came yesterday because I was there at the space yesterday. And he came, and even he too was surprised because actually it is now a CTO token. It was a community taking over token right now. But the dev is pushing and is encouraging the team. So I don't know if you can just
please, yeah, can you drop the CEO of the token in the chat? I want to just look into it too, please.
All right, all right, no problem.
It's a very interesting coin. I'm just confused, bro. Like, didn't all this hype around Satoshi and all that, didn't it just happen recently, like a few days ago?
Yeah, but actually, the narrative about it is it has a good catalyst because actually it all depends on what's going to be announced tomorrow about the HBO documentary.
Yeah, but I'm just confused as to why it launched 4 months ago, because just by looking at the chart, we can see that it did actually launch back in June.
Yeah, June.
What do you think about that, Hayden?
The fact that it's 4 months old?
Yeah.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, I find it interesting. But yeah, I agree on it being an interesting position to make, come like in terms of the fact that there's a documentary coming up, and it looks like this guy is the person that will be revealed as the real Satoshi. And if it is, then it will likely pump. I think all of us can agree on that actually. But I'm not sure if we should make a position in it because I think this is more like straight up gambling.
Len,
If you feel what I'm saying.
with Len, you mean?
Yeah, because like we're essentially just betting on him being the guy. Um,
Uh, I would not hold it until the announcement. I would do more of a kind of like buy the hype, sell the news type thing and hold this for a little bit and then sell it before the announcement goes out.
yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I wouldn't buy this. Simply because it's too gamblish to me. Personally. Especially like the narrative as you mentioned it revolves around him being Satoshi, right? And
Yeah.
the only way for us to get to know that is to watch the HBO documentary, right? So
Yeah.
this means that our investment it's based on a documentary, right? Which is
Yeah.
which is risky in my eyes. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but I don't want it to a situation whereby tomorrow he will be announced as the Satoshi Nakamoshi, and we will be having doubts in our mind that why haven't we LP in this token?
Yeah,
Like you say, it's all about the gamble.
what?
Like you said, it's a gamble.
Yeah, it's a gamble. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Hayden? Personally, I wouldn't make a position in it, but
I mean, I already opened a position in Len while we were like a while ago.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind
That's
of
Well,
answer the
interesting.
question. I don't
okay,
think there's
cool.
anything wrong with it. Like, I mean, I don't have a lot of conviction about any meme coins in general, to be honest. Like I'm simply looking at volume and price relative to like where it's been. I'll share a screen and I'll show you what I've set up for Len. I have two different positions.
Mm,
Um, I did like a pretty, and then I actually want to stop talking about LPs and I want to start talking more about uh what we can do to improve the jams. So I want to devote some time to that.
yeah.
So I did two different positions with Len. Um, the first is a tight range going from 1.4 to 2.8. So I'm trying to capture this like 50% chop. And so I did like 20% of our total allocation in this because there is a decent chance that we sell off past this. But I really liked these two candles here. Like big sell, bunch of buy, big sell, bunch of buy. And so I think we're solid here, but I could be wrong. And like this has nothing to do with like the narrative or anything. I'm just looking at price action. So this is our first LP. I also like the volume because we're doing good volume here. But the second one is like far more conservative. So I did a bid ask going all the way down to 0.057, which is all
Mm,
the way down here. And so if like we were to do a big sell-off, we still have a bunch of liquidity down here that we can use to catch fees and to get a better price entry. But I honestly think we probably range here for a while, mainly based off these two sessions here where people bought the heck out of Len at this price point. And so I'm thinking we're okay, but we'll see ultimately.
yeah.
Oh no, we got wrecked on Slurp, guys.
Yeah, I think we should make a new rule, dude, to be honest, bro. And that is no more meme coin LPs like during
Yeah, I'm
the
okay
jam
with it.
session because like it seems like it could be that there are actually people out there, making new coins as we're going out live, right?
To try and trap us.
Yeah, dude,
You
like
could be
it
correct.
could actually be.
I'm okay with that role. I'm 0 for 2 on those calls, so I'll
Yeah,
defer judgment to the masses.
definitely LP memes, right? But I just think we shouldn't do those LPs during the LP jam sessions
Yes,
because
I
people
think
are
that's
watching.
fine.
Yeah.
Yo, on a different note, Len is up 15% in the last 5 minutes, so thank you. Big thanks to Len buyers for saving our bags. All right. Yeah, so Yusuf, you brought up a good point. Maybe we should avoid those really, really high risk memes in the jam. I love trading them because they're really fun, but that's me being a little selfish, and so I'm okay vetoing those in the future. But let's open up the floor to everyone who's here, and then also on Twitter, if you're not in the Zoom, I'm gonna repost the feedback form. But I really just want to hear more about how we can better serve the audience. I'm gonna post the form in chat again. I'm gonna post it on Twitter, and then if anyone wants to join the show right now and just tell us like how can we make the jams better, how can we serve you all better, and how can we add more value to your experience. Um, at least people get to laugh at me getting wrecked on the LP calls. That's like
Yeah.
one.
And we didn't
We'll
go
take the
too big
positives
in
that
it.
way.
Yeah,
No,
we didn't go too big on it, so it should be fine. But yeah, I think it's just a good rule from now on because I generally fear that people are out there making
you
new
think we're getting
coins.
stream sniped?
Kind of, we're just getting stream rugged, right? People are like, no, I'm not saying they are, but it could be, man. Yeah.
It could be true. It's also usually good, like, let's see what I did wrong there. I shouldn't have bought any spots. And I think I just have too bullish of a perspective. I think I need to adopt some of your strategy, Yusuf, and be a bit more conservative. But I was
But
too bullish.
it depends. Yeah, but it depends on like how do you feel these type of positions perform when you're not during like when you're not on live on the LP Jam.
I don't think it has anything to do with us being live. Um, I think it's just that like when you're doing really, really high risk memes, you're gonna have more volatility. Because I've done a handful of those where I've done like a plus 50%, and I've done a handful where I've done a minus 50%. So it's definitely like a volatile game.
Yeah, maybe.
Sold had said better you get rugged than give people the impression it's easy to find coins from screeners and contract addresses. Yeah, I mean, like if people learn from this, it's a good thing. And if people are entertained by me getting wrecked on live, that's also a good thing too. Everyone needs a good chuckle now and then. But seriously, for everyone who's here in Zoom and everyone who's watching live, please let us know what we can do to make the jams better. One thing that I want to do is so there's two real things that I want to do, but like the main like gist is I want to leverage our audience to go raid both our Twitter posts, but I also want to raid KOLs. We need to get some big KOLs from outside the community coming onto these jams in order to expand our reach. And so one thing that I think would be really fun is if we set up like a channel in Discord and we post a tweet there, and then we get like 100 LP Army members in there rating it. And what we can do is like, because I know a lot of y'all want to go back to the profit distribution, and I'm really trying to set it up so that we can do that in a healthy manner. But what I want to do is I want to be able to give people little microtransactions for rating our tweets. Because if we just give people money for showing up, then number one, we're vulnerable to civil attacks. People can just like multi-account it. But also people aren't really benefiting from like in a long-term position. Like obviously you would get some money for showing up, but what we want to incentivize is people engaging on Twitter. And also we want to incentivize people thinking critically and getting better at DLMMing. And so
Yeah.
that's why I asked in the forum, like what ideas you have for incorporating these two together and coming up with like a solution that helps people who want and need to earn money, but also helps us move closer towards our goals. So I'd love to hear anyone's thoughts. And if you're not comfortable talking, you're welcome to drop it in chat or just add it to the feedback form.
Hello, guys.
Yo, what up, Ishak?
Yeah, so and this is my opinion. I've actually been thinking with regards to this profit sharing of a thing. And with what you just said, it's actually makes more sense to incentivize people in a way that they can actually use the money for something, maybe to broaden their ability to take trades, maybe, and it will be interesting for someone to make maybe $50 from this LP jam session, and from there, that someone is able to grow that $50 into maybe $5,000. That would be really interesting, and it's something that would be uploadable in the whole crypto community. So I think if I don't know if you can look at structuring it in a way that maybe every month you track the engagements of everybody and not do the profit sharing weekly per se, accumulate all the profit that has been generated, and at the end of it you look at people that attended the meeting, people that contributed to the meeting, and people that actually read it, just like you said on Twitter, and maybe reward them on a monthly basis. So if you do that, maybe instead of someone getting $15, someone could actually walk home with maybe, let's say, 50 to 100 or $200, and then from there they can use the learning they've gotten from the LP jam sessions and start trading or creating position. They have more chances of growing into something, and the basis that started that is the LP jam session. Unlike, because for me, whenever I get that $15, it's straight buying coffee or ice cream to enjoy my day using best money. So that's just my
Come
idea.
on, Ishak.
But you have but you have to set up a system whereby you'll be able to track maybe everything. Maybe just gets it's something I am sure you can do. So or get one or two people to track the engagements for you, and that's all. Because at the end of the day, I've studied the threads you write on the X community. They are like between in the past we do write around 6 threads based on the positions that we've had. Now we're having like 3 threads. So if we're having like 3 threads, it's easy to track everybody that engaged on those trades and on those trades that are written, and maybe incentivize them at the end of the day. And then maybe we can also be using the community to raid people to improve our bags, because everybody wants to make money at the end of the day. I hope what I said makes some sense somehow.
Yeah, so one thing I would love to incorporate is finding people who, like yourself, are active in the community and who are trying to take their DLMing to the next level. And I would love to fund them with like 1 to 2 SOL. And in exchange, what you would have to do is write about all of your experiences and write about all of your trades. So we're trying to find ways to create more content regularly. And if we can find someone who is actively engaged in Meteora, is working hard and regularly to get better at DLMing, but doesn't have the capital to DLM on the scale that they want to, then we can fund them. And then in exchange, what we get is we get essentially an ambassador who is promoting Meteora, who's creating a lot of great content, and who is improving on their own. So that's one thing I'd love to do, but we need to find a way to essentially figure out who is, because if we just give like money to random people, they're probably just going to get wrecked and lose it all. And so we don't want to do that.
Okay, so I think based on what you said, I think you're just looking for me. You're looking for someone like me actually, and that would be really helpful for me and a lot of other people I know who are attending this jam and are looking for opportunities like this.
Yeah, so honestly, I think what we might do is have to do some tryouts, uh,
No.
and see who can be like. Because one thing I'd like to do is each week, anyone who's interested can apply, so to speak, by showing their best LPs. And then also I'd want to do what I'd want to do is I'd want to have you write up a breakdown of your positions. And then the top person each week could earn earn funding. And then what I would demand is that those people are essentially like intermediaries and are working hard to teach new people and to help new people learn more. Because that's like one of the things that's helped me the most is being in this position where my job is to teach other people. And then anytime you're teaching someone something, you have to get better at it in order to be able to communicate effectively. So I would love to see 5 to 10 people who are LPing regularly, and we're empowering them by increasing their funding by a bit. And so they're able to make more, they're able to learn more, and they're able to teach all the things that they're learning to the community.
So I think here is I'm sharing based on my experience. So here is the dilemma. For me, I actually, what I do is allocate 80% of my crypto portfolio into solid projects that I believe in long term, like Juke, Drift, Camino, and things like that. So I leave like 20% of that of my capital to LP trade and do whatever. So over time, especially when the market gets bad, I do tend to go back to zero. And I'm not going to withdraw or unstake um my 80% back. So I'll have to find a way to start from scratch again, maybe through airdrops, through jobs or other engagements. So if we are going with people to show you what's the position they've been opening on a regular basis. For example, I'm someone that takes the open and L people that takes trade every day. But right now, as I'm speaking, I got wrecked yesterday. I took a couple of trades that went to zero. So now, right now, I don't even have money to LP to create positions. So I have to go back to scratch and build capital again and then start again. So if we are going straight with, okay, let's people show you what they've been doing, the position they've been taking, you're automatically removing someone like me and others like me from that system. So I think the best strategy is first look at the people that have been contributing and engaging, and then get them to continue maybe with your funding to push and move on from there. Because if it's open based on what you're doing, it's going to be the bigger guys. I've been in crypto for just 4 years, but actively 2 years. So it's going to be the bigger guys that have been in the space for a long time that have large cap, better funding at all time that will likely be able to come and see the opportunity and just fly. And as you can see, the Meteora community, people LPing, if you look at X, are growing by the day. So the competition is going to be a lot, and then a lot of people will be edged out.
So you brought up, and I mean this with respect, but yet you said that yesterday you took your bag and you got zeroed out. And so
Yeah.
that happens. It's happened to me before. It happens to everyone. But what we need to do is we need to find a way to take you from being in a position where you keep zeroing out to being in a position where you're skilled enough that you're consistently like earning W's. So and I don't know what this bright solution is, and that's why we're having this conversation. But my goal is to empower people like you via education and opportunity to start earning an income via LPing or trading. And so like we have some funds set aside. And again, this is why we're having this conversation to better understand how we can serve you all and how we can help you all bridge that gap. Because like, yeah, well, if you don't mind sharing what happened that caused you to get wrecked on your trades.
Okay. Yeah, I can share, no problem. Let me put up my wallet. So I LP'd into Sirius a few days back, looking at the narrative, and I started LPing from $3 million market cap all the way to 6.8. Then I believe that then looking at the token, I thought it had the potential of going all the way to like $100 million market cap, but it kept retracing and edged me out and took me out of my position. When it jumped below 1 million, I started having problem there. I took a couple of other trades. There is this token called Toshi. I LP'd into Toshi. I think it's around $1.4 million now. I didn't check, but it went up and then kept coming down, and I think I didn't handle my risk management properly, and that wrecked me too. Then after seeing that I was down to an amount I can't really LP into trades with it, I took other trades. normal spot trade. I took a trade into yesterday. I followed Mitch Wallet. I saw him buy a ratio and a lot of other tokens. Ratio stood out to me. I traded it from around 200K market cap. It went to 400 because my bag was small. I didn't want to exit for X2. That was a mistake. It died. It's like
You were up
70K now.
100%?
Yeah, I was trying to I was trying to see if I can make a 5x. The market cap was really low. I thought it could go to 1 million.
So maybe
And
the answer to this question is having some segments on proper like bankroll management and portfolio management.
yeah,
So one thing that I would like to do is like say we fund some people, we would say that like all of your LPs have to be done through HawkPy, where you set up stop losses and take profits. And that way, because like the only way you ever get to zero is if you don't have a stop loss. If you have a stop
yeah,
loss,
that's true.
you're always going to protect a portion of your bag. And that's like one of the most important components of trading. And it's also one of the most difficult. So that could be really, really interesting. The taking taking someone from being a losing trader to a profitable trader is difficult. But at the same time, it can be done. It's the accumulation of a series of skills. You have to be able to read charts well. You have to have the patience and discipline to wait for a good entry. And then you have to have the discipline to take profit and also to set up stop losses. And so that's why I think having a trading bot like Hawkfire or something like that, that automatically does take profit and stop loss is really, really important when you're an early trader, because otherwise it's so easy to be in that emotional space where you're like, oh, I'm gonna just wait a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. And so that would be, I think, a really good chance or a really good way to help people develop that skill. And I say this also to remind myself because there's a lot of times when I bag hold when I know I should implement my stop loss. Um, Yusuf, your video's gone.
Wait, yeah, it's likely because it's too dark where I'm at right now. Give me one
Turn a
moment.
light on.
Yeah.
What so ideally, it's generally better when you're helping with better capital because look, $100 is $100 everywhere. But when someone is helping with $200 and making 10% is actually just that's $20. It's someone that person will get more greedy than the person who's helping with bigger capital. So what I'm saying in essence is that having a bigger portfolio when helping into these positions tends to make you last longer in the game than someone who is trading, who is helping with smaller portfolio.
I completely
I
understand. I completely understand because like what we're all trying to do is we're trying to earn X amount of dollars because whether it's 10 or 100 or 1,000 of dollars, we all have that number that's relevant to us. And when
yeah,
you're LPing with a small amount, it's so much easier to lose your risk tolerance because you're searching for that big win. Yet at the same time, so we're essentially trying to decide right now how to allocate this money, and we need to do it in a way that's responsible and is also aligned with helping people and helping grow Meteora. And so even though it's difficult, like for someone who's essentially trying to apply for a grant, what you need to do is you need to show us that you have the discipline to make regular, correct trading decisions. You have the skills to do so profitably, consistently, and also you have the work ethic and the curiosity and the mindset to continuously improve over time. And so like I completely understand because like when I was getting started, I had a small bag and I was trying to make enough money to support myself. And there were lots of times when I would take risky trades because I wanted to get that multiplier when
yeah.
ultimately what I should have been doing is taking more conservative trades. So I think the way that you get to that bigger bag is by being really, really consistent and chaining together 5 or 10 profitable trades. Like if you can make 10 trades in a row at plus 20%, that's a 200% gain or more if you're compounding it. And so like I completely understand you, but we also need to like be responsible from our perspective, because there are some people out there who could come up and we could give them 1, 2, 3, 4 SOL and they just run through it in a day. And then they come back tomorrow and they'd ask again. And then we're in a position where we're enabling people and we're facilitating bad trading. And so if someone comes to me and they show me a $7 portfolio when they've consistently made good decisions over time, I'm so much more likely to support that than someone who is like, let's get it. Like, and I make bad decisions all the time. I'm not the best trader. My goal here is to create an environment that provides education and opportunity for people. And so like I don't want you all to think that we're better than you, because I'm not. Like I make mistakes all the time. But we're in this fortunate position where hopefully we can create a bridge that gives people the education and the opportunity to take their trading to the next level. So keep all of those things in mind. Everyone take the time this week and think about how we can better serve you. Maybe you're in a position where you're not making a lot of good trades all the time. Go through your trades, figure out what you're doing wrong, and then come up with some questions that we can answer on stream. Maybe we go and pay a really, really good trader to come on stream and teach us. We can do that. Or maybe you're in a position where you're consistently winning over time, but you need to accumulate more capital so that your trades can be at the position where you're earning enough to actually devote real effort and time to this. If you can show us a portfolio where you're earning like consistently making wins over 10, 20, 30, 40 trades, then like 100%, I'd be so down to support someone and take them to the next level. Or maybe you just like, maybe there's something you don't understand or you want to learn better. Let us know so that we can teach you that and we can help you improve. The most important thing for anyone and everyone to do is to look at the decisions they've made and to analyze them and study them to see how they can improve over time.
Okay, so in that regard, I think maybe at the end of the day, I understand the way you've broken it down. So maybe at the end of the day, when applying for the grant, if someone can prove that he has been profitable, maybe just thinking he can take it to the next stage by using your funding, I think that's going to be good. Because if you look at your wallet using Bclad this thing, you can actually be able to see the kind of wins and the L's that person is actually having.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
If someone DMs me with their wallet address and it shows like slow up over time, I'm so bullish on that. Like I'm so bullish on that. I want to get to the point where, so we have these boot camps and we have the LP army. I want to get to the point where we have people who are here that are working together. Like I want to get mentorships going on where intermediate traders are paired with new traders and experienced traders are paired with intermediate traders. And we can have like office hours. We can have people doing one-on-ones during the week. Like the fact of the matter is there's so much opportunity in the crypto space. We all have a chance to support ourselves and to become abundant. But in order to really get there, like we have to help each other and we need to work together. So like anyone who has a good idea, share it with us. Like I'm so open to trying things. Y'all don't know. It's just you have to come with a good idea and you have to have a thesis as to why this is a good idea, what it's going to do, and what are going to be the time and financial costs to make it happen.
Yeah, okay, so I agree, Blockball. So yeah, real as in the chat section, I need to learn how to identify which charts are botted versus organic. And Blockball said, check the transactions, right? Like, yes, that's probably the first thing you should do. Check the transactions, check the holders. But even then, there are some things that we cannot, derive conclusions from. Like you can literally hide it. You can make it look so clean, so organic, so good, right? But it is still a rock. Because devs out there like are working day and night, man, to optimize these new launches, right? Like they really try to make it look good, we just had this example with Slurp. Something must have happened behind the scenes. Like I'm sure the dev or someone else with a lot of power literally just thought, okay, we're not gonna pump this coin. We're just gonna take it to zero, and then it went to zero. Like, but
Yeah.
it still looked good. The holders were looking good, the transactions were looking good, etc. Right? So there are simply things that we cannot derive conclusions from.
Yo, Blockballer, send us a message on Discord. We need more people creating content. And if anyone wants to create content, we can find a way to get some type of budget allocated to you. Um, what Yusuf was saying is that like there are literally like teams out there who their only purpose is finding ways to take money from people. And so
Yeah.
a good rule of thumb is to not LP really, really early meme coins. Like I broke that rule myself an hour ago, and you all saw what happened. And so if instead of going for like the really, really big gains, if you wait 1 or 2 days, most of the rugs will eliminate themselves within that period. And so
Mm.
if you self-discriminate in that manner, you can avoid the majority of rugs.
Yeah. Like literally, man. Like
It's a crazy
make it a
rule.
rule. Like make it a rule. Like don't LP coins that are below 5 million in market cap. Just make it a rule until you've made sufficient gains or gained enough experience, right? Like you need to have major experience with LP meme coins in order to go down to those new launches because there's simply so many factors when you LP meme coins that have just launched. Yeah. But yeah,
I Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that we've been live for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Maybe we should consider
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning towards you. I think we'll wrap it up for today.
yeah.
Everyone, please go on Twitter and retweet the Meteora, the broadcast. I'll link it real quick. And then please like share your thoughts in the feedback forum. It's so important to us. Like literally, this event is for you all. And so if there's something that you want to see, if there's something you want to learn, if there's something we can do better, please share it with us so that we can actually do that. And yeah, if you have ideas for how to create simplified but also intelligent ways to do our profit distribution, please share that too, because like I want to get back to that, but the only reason we ever stopped doing it is because it seemed like we had people showing up just to like hang out and then get free money, and I don't
Yeah.
want to incentivize that.
So Satiq just came up with a suggestion. Why not just reward attendees regularly? So that could be like any time that we want to reward people, right? What do you think about that?
It's fine, but so I would much rather pay people for retweeting and engaging with stuff on
I
Twitter,
agree. Yeah.
because we're the end result will be the same from your perspective. Y'all will get X amount of dollars over X amount of days. But if we can get like people who are regularly, like I wanna be able to post something in our Discord and I want to have like 300 people rating the post. Because if we can get 200 or 300 people who are rating regularly, then we can start getting the intention of big KOLs, and then we can get some really, really cool people to come onto the jams. And then
Yeah.
it also will help a lot with our engagement on Twitter.
Yeah, I agree on that, to be honest with you. Like I think the best way for us to reward our attendees is to simply let you guys retweet and like our posts and then get a reward for that. But yeah, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think it's time. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everyone who has shared your feedback. If you haven't shared your feedback, please do so. It's so, so, so important to us. Yusuf, you crushed it today. Ishak,
Thank
thank you
you.
for joining as a panelist. Yahaha, I wish we could have heard more, but thank you for sharing as well. And we
All
will
right.
see you guys next week.